Hello there. My sillies. Hi. Today, for the Attention All-Male Voice Actors thread on the Vockes Popyoulai forum, I will be reading an intense excerpt from my personal favorite book series, Twilight. And since I never actually read Twilight, and since I have no idea what it's about, I mean, it's about sparkling vampires, but I wanted to do this, but I couldn't come up with something interesting, so I came up with this. And I looked it up, and I'll be reading this. How old are you? 17, he answered promptly. And how long have you been 17? His lips twitched as he stared at the road. A while, he admitted at last. Okay. I smiled, pleased that he was still being honest with me. He stared down at me with watchful eyes, much as he had before when he'd been worried that I would go into shock. I smiled wider in encouragement, and he frowned. Don't laugh, but how can you come out during the daytime? He laughed anyway. Myth. Burned by the sun? Myth. Sleeping in coffins? Myth. He hesitated for a moment, and a peculiar tone entered his voice. I can't sleep. It took me a moment to absorb that. That's all? Never, he said, his voice nearly inaudible. He turned to look at me with a wistful expression. His golden eyes held mine, and I lost my train of thought. I stared at him until he looked away. You haven't asked me the most important question yet. His voice was hard now, and when he looked at me, his eyes were cold. I blinked, still dazed. Which one is that? You aren't concerned about my diet? He asked sarcastically. Oh, I murmured. That. Yes, that. His voice was bleak. Don't you want to know? If I drink blood, And that's, that's my audition. If I don't get it, it's rigged. Because competition is not as any good as anybody is better than me. And if I do win, then I can honestly say I wasn't trying.